Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Crafts with Corey. Crafts with Corey. Hard work. All right, so today's episode, I've actually done a video on before, but I've not uploaded it ever. But today is going to be rewebbing a helmet liner. So this is a World War II helmet liner, M1 helmet liner. I don't have a complete one on hand. If I was smart, I would. But um, so yeah, a World War II U.S. military M1 helmet liner. Okay, so it'd be part of a two-part system. This part is impregnated fabric or resin. It's not a plastic. It's basically fiber pressed together with heat and resin to form this lightweight shell. And then that would actually go inside of what everybody knows as a steel pot, just like that. Okay. We're not working on the steel pot today. Not the focus on this. What we're going to be doing is redoing the webbing, because the webbing on original liners can get very, very ratty and tear out very easily. So there's been several companies to come out with kits to actually put in webbing. Now, the point of the webbing is actually to act as your suspension. Basically, it's the part that your head contacts. So you're not putting your head up against the actual material. It's your head is suspended by web. I keep saying web, like you all know what web is. I'm sorry. By fabric. Okay. When I say webbing, I just mean fabric. So this actually will be installed so your head is suspended inside of the helmet, or your helmet is suspended on your head by the webbing, and you're not. It's a lot easier, okay? Trying to figure out. I guess this would be comparable to modern football helmets or bike helmets where they've got the pads. Your head is not directly resting on the plastic of the helmet. It's got a liner system in it. So same idea. That's enough rambling. Today, but I'm working on this for a good friend of mine, Mr. Jean-Paul Larea. We are rewebbing this liner, and we are actually making it a paratrooper liner. So you had regular infantry liners and then paratrooper liners. Paratrooper liners are different because they have snaps that I've already installed that would attach to a chin strap system, as well as what are known as A-straps to attach. They would be installed, and they attach a chin cup for extra strength. Here. So yeah, for extra strength when you're jumping out of a plane. That way you don't lose your helmet, and you don't have a 2-pound projectile coming down on the ground. But anyways, so rewebbing this. I took out the webbing. Sorry, truck. I took out the webbing just using a drill and drill bit, like 5/32 drill bit, I think, and drilled out the rivets. If I was smart, I would have videotaped that on how to do that, but I didn't. Basically, I just drilled out the old rivets and got it to this state. Cleaned this up with a little bit of WD-40 steel wool, just to take all the extra crud out of it. And then I used ballistol? I think I did. To add a protectorant to this and to make it look pretty. I'm not gonna lie, but to add a protectorant, I used ballistol. Multi-purpose this stuff is kind of great. That is backwards, I realize, but oh well. So what we got? Just give it a good protecting coat and make it look pretty. So we're going to be installing the webbing today. The basics of this are we're going to use rivets to hold in the webbing, utilizing special washers, which are known as A-washers. Okay, there you go. Maybe. There we go. Once I start doing this, I think it'll make sense to everybody. Depending on how long the video goes, we may not complete it. But with the A-washers, there's different types. Steel, brass, all that kind of stuff. There's painted, non-painted. These were actually non-painted. But I've had these kind of washers will actually rust because of when you sweat, the sweat sits on these and rusts them. So I actually tried out something. I shellacked the back, again, because these are unpainted, untreated, unfinished washers. I shellacked the back with 2 coats of shellac, and then excuse me, I need you. Then the front I covered with ballistol. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep sweat and water and salt and all that stuff from rusting these A washers, because once these A washers start to rust, they're directly contacting the webbing, and the webbing will start to rip. I mean, the webbing will not last forever, but I'm trying to keep the rust down. So will it work? I don't know. I did not want to shellac the front because if I show, so this is the back of a washer, and this is the front of a washer. So the back is very, very shiny. The front, not so much. I didn't want this shiny coat on the front because that would have looked weird. I probably could have found a dull clear coat and gone with it that way, but I didn't have that at the time, so this is what we got. Okay, so enough rambling on. We're going to install the liner. I will say, if you're doing this yourself, I would suggest you really, really think about it and plan out everything ahead of time. I have screwed up, and I have had to undo liners before. This liner kit is from WWII Helmets. I don't know if you can buy a complete helmet from WWII Helmets, a World War II helmet, already done. They used to take commission jobs where you could send in your helmet to them. I don't know if they do that right now, but you can also buy the parts and the kits for yourself and do it yourself. WWII is fantastic quality. I would recommend them to anyone. Good people to work with. Okay, so let's work on this. Tools you need, obviously, the liner kit. You need a special rivet setter. No, any rivet setter will not work. You've got to use a special rivet setter. I believe these are what's called semi-tubular rivets. Semi-tubular rivets. Or maybe tubular rivets. I don't remember. Yeah, there's your rivet. So when you install this rivet, you want it to spread out evenly in a donut and not split along the sides. So this rivet setter is really specifically meant for that. It's a cheap part. You know, you get these from WWII. It's cheap. It lasts forever. So, yeah. Okay, so with this being a paratrooper liner, I've got some extra parts in it that I've got to make sure to line up correctly, and I make sure I install them in the correct manner. With these A straps, there is a left and right side. Let's see here. You tell that by which way the buckles are facing. Okay, and then you want this piece of webbing basically on the outside. Again, everything's kind of reversed in the camera, but this side I want that point facing towards the front of the helmet, and I want that strip of webbing on the outside, so that one's going to be on this side, which means this one's going to be on this side. So, it's a fun process, I swear. I'm actually, I think, going to start, and we're going to do this. I actually had to, off camera, I had to remind myself. It looks like a mess, but yeah. So these loops, you want to make sure that their faces are on the back side, touching the actual liner. I think I'm going to install the back one first and go from there. Hopefully this isn't too shaky. We'll see. I like to install these ones that are way far upwards. I like to install these 3 first because they're the hardest to get to, the hardest to get your hammer into. So I will install those first, because once you start installing other parts, they can get in the way. So we're going to take the rivet, insert it from the back side, okay, in, okay, I may go quiet, I may ignore you guys. And then we want that up. So there is That's the convex side, that's the concave side. You can see it caves in. You want the concave side towards the fabric. You want the raised section outwards. And we're just going to set our rivet tool in it. Make sure we're set. Take a hammer. This is an old hammer, but it's fine. Just give it some wax. Make sure you want your tool vertical as best as you can. Stay out slow. Check it a little bit. See I'm a little off. And then just form your rivet. It's probably going to be a little loose. It may not form it all the way, but that's fine. You just want to make sure that it is on there. Cool. Got one. Okay. Go on to the next one. Let me know if the live streams work, if they're enjoyable. Making videos is hard, especially editing, because I don't edit. I've got a good friend, Alex Mahurin, that edits videos, has edited my past videos, so he is a genius, but I don't want to burden him with this kind of stuff. And just take your time, folks. Again, this one's odd because I don't have a lot of room, so we may have to do some interesting aerobics here. Gymnastics, whatever that word is. Sorry, you all can't see that. I'm sorry. Probably some machinist screaming at me, "That's not how you do it!" Well, that's how I have to do it, so. Even if you have to, turn the hammer sideways. Try not to hit yourself. You can come through and tighten these later. Let's see if we get some good shots of those rivets. That's what you're looking for. Perfect kind of donut. Excuse me. Thank you. Just take your time. They don't take a lot of force to get. You don't want any cracks. If you do crack a rivet, it's not the end of the world. Just keep on keeping on. But you want to avoid it the best you can. These rivets would have been put in by machine. Originally, I don't have that, so we're going to put the rivet in. Put our fabric. Oh, why? Huh. Oh, of course. Make sure you're going towards the right hole. Phrasing. Yeah. It's going to get tight as you go along, but you just kind of deal with it. A washer over. Make sure it's fine. Check it. Oop. Just go slow. No rush. Should have put in earplugs. Again, you can go back and kind of tighten these up if you need to. Now, before I get too excited, I got to pause, because this is the point I have to install at least start installing the A-straps. So, front of the helmet, this side. I'm going to take this one. I know that I want the buckle to point towards the front. I want this piece of webbing on the outside facing, and it's going to line up. So it's going to line up with these two holes, here and here. So, take a rivet. These are interesting because you've got a lot of fabric stacking on top of each other. Rivet. Going to install a washer, or excuse me, a strap. It doesn't have to be lined up perfectly because it'll rotate, and then we're going to do our webbing. See, it's getting a little tight. Okay, and we're going to do our A washer. This one's going to be fun because it's very, very tight. Okay, hold it down. Put in your A washer, or your rivets tool. Okay. These ones are fun because they're very, very tight. You may have to smack these a little bit harder than normal. Ow. I don't have another hammer. Well, I do, but they're not good for this. Do it. Try it sideways. Okay, I think that's going to be good for now. I'll probably come back and tighten it up. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, start the other side, because once I do this front one, it's going to be fairly tight. So, just double check front. There is the webbing on the outside, buckle pointed towards the front of the helmet. Cool. Okay. Grab my next rivet. Insert. Okay. Grab our other E-strap. Fit it through. Make sure one's on the outside, fan it forward. And there are these nice grommets, so it's nice. Yep, excuse me. Me too. There we go. Okay. Just hold that down. Then use your rivet tool to hold it down. WWII. Really need a good surface to rivet on. I've just got this, my good vise here, and really need a good sturdy surface, not only to pound into, but like to transfer the energy down. Okay, should be good. Let's put this out of the way. All right, then we can do the front one. This one is super tight. Just going to that. Excuse me, can you get out of the way, please? Thank you. Okay. Make sure we're in frame. Go away. See? Alright. That one split a little bit. Hopefully it focuses. I'm not going to worry about it. It is what it is. Just going to leave it. We'll keep on keeping on. Happened in the war, you just kept on going. Okay, so we got this part. We got that far. Still, we've got some more parts to install. So we've got this lower nape strap to install. We're going to start with rivet. A-strap. A-strap, and then, okay, with an A-strap, there are a couple of snaps. So the snaps have to face the inside of the helmet because another part will get snapped into them. And a lot of fabric. These are pretty short rivets, but it can be done. You need to stay there, please. Get out of the way. There we go. Okay. Okay, that side, I'm going to go ahead and do the other A-strap. What are we at? 21 minutes. 6 minutes of me rambling and however long, what, 15, 14 minutes of me actually doing the work. It goes pretty quick once you know what you're doing. That's the A washer. Cockeyed, but that's fine. We're not super worried about it. Ow. If you want to be all prim and proper, then yes, you can rotate them and make sure they're all lined up, but there's a war on. And the final rivet. See, crack that one too. That's fine. Probably just gave it a couple too big. Either hit it too hard or I had my tool kind of cockeyed. And there we have it. All rivets have been installed, and we have a re-webbed liner. Now we've got some other parts to go along with this, just to finish it out. So, to tie all the center together, it is literally shoestring. Comes with a kit. This is adjustable, but I'm just going to tie it in just to get it all together. Excuse me. It's kind of hard working with a camera. Tie it together. Simple square knot. So you can adjust that to for however far you want your head to ride in. We have the nape strap, which snaps in to the rear. Okay, and that is basically how it would be done. Next up, we've got the sweatband. This one is highly adjustable, so I'm going to install it, but I'm also not going to make it super tight. I'm just going to install it to show how it would be installed. So I put the buckle at the rear. First of all, you want to open all these clips. And I install it with this curved section facing what would be down. That way it's just a lot easier. It doesn't rub you. I'm just going to go ahead and clip all these over the fabric so we can kind of get it lined up. but you've got a lot of adjustment here. So this would actually tighten down, and this would provide basically the fit for your helmet. So I'm going to kind of leave it a little bit loose, basically just have it like this, so the end user can actually adjust it. But you would actually just close those clips. It's hard to show it up close. They clip over like that, and you just close the clips. But I'm going to leave that for now, because when you start installing it, you want to make sure this headband is formed to the size of your head. And make sure it's comfortable. So I'm going to leave that unclipped, all that good stuff. And then your chin strap would just slide in like so. And then you would attach it to your other side, and that is your chin cup. I've got a strap to install on the actual steel pot, but that's a video for another time, another day, and that's pretty simple. But there we go. We've got a complete, this would now be, if I remember my nomenclature, an M2 parachutist's helmet because of the modifications. So these modifications were done from the factory as well as in the field, because literally it'd be undrilling 2 rivets and installing the A-yokes and then reinstalling. So there we go. One done paratrooper liner. I'm not repainting. I have not been asked to repaint it, but there we go. So hopefully you've enjoyed this quick episode of Crafts with Corey. Maybe not as quick. Oh, and one little note why I really like J. Murray. They include an extra rivet. There we go. As an oops. So I really like that they think that far ahead, and I really appreciate that out of J. Murray helmets. I would go to J. Murray helmets for all of your helmet needs. But anyways, this video is going long. Quick little thing. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like the live streams, let me know. If you don't like them, let me know. It's a lot easier for me to just hit record and not have to edit a video. But again, if you don't like it, let me know. Again, that liner is not perfect, but neither am I, and that's okay. Thanks.